Hello everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're all doing great. Today's presentation is for the educators, builders, makers of a nation. You are teachers. You do great job. So I thought to discuss with you something that I already have shared in symposium and conferences based on the feedback I received. I thought to discuss with each and every teacher around the globe. So please be with me. Let's have a start. Looking at this picture, it's a great day because our graduates are receiving their degrees. We are happy for them at their success. So let's ask, what next? I know everyone is thinking that definitely after their graduation they would be looking for a job. Yes, I agree to that too. But which candidate is more likely to get hired? Who do you think is the most favorite candidate of the recruiters? Please leave your comments in the comment section and I would be checking it later on. But what I can suppose is a candidate with highest CGPA, a candidate with extra co-curricular activities, a candidate with a lot of stars in his CV might be the most favorite candidate. We say graduate employability skills are very important. And all of these things which are like being confident, being good in expressing their opinion, whatsoever, yeah, they are the graduate employability skills. But the question is, which one of these is the most important employability skill? Again, I would be waiting for your response in the comment section. As per the study, recruiters look for the graduates with excellent communication skills. If you see, this is the seed of everything. You are able to communicate well verbally, you are able to communicate well in writing, you are able to express your thoughts or opinions in even a non-verbal gesture when you are appearing for a job interview. This is something that you are using as the best tool to be hired by the recruiters. But the simple definition of this communication skill is the imparting or exchanging of information by speaking, writing, or other mediums. In today's presentation, I would be focusing on speaking aspect because I'm teaching public speaking to the students of post-foundation. And my main focus would be on job interview. If you look at the sub-points, there are many other areas that are involved in preparing the candidate for the job interview, such as preparing a CV or the cover letter, helping them how to correspond in an email, how good they should be as active listener during their interview or calls, how they have to deal with the pressure of the panel, how well they have to work on their body language when they are in the interview room, and how well we are preparing them for the competency-based questioning. So I conducted a small study at University of Technology and Applied Sciences, IBRI, and I provided them with a real-life scenario to appear for a job interview. And in today's presentation, I'm going to share the outcomes. So this is what we have as the presentation objectives. We are already done with point number 1, that is communication skill. We are going to talk about it. And within communication skill, I'm going to explain the job interview and the reason why did I choose the real life scenario for the job interview. And there are certain tips and methods which really helped me in enhancing the graduate attributes, to which you can call employability skills of the candidates, of the students. And not today in this video, but in the second video, which would be the second part of this presentation, I would be sharing the practical exercise video of the whole scenario, because I recorded them during the interview, before the interview, and after the interview. Not only that, I have also conducted a short survey, and I wanted to take their feedback of the students and also of that staff member, all those colleagues who have been involved as the panel members. So when we look at our candidate who comes to us at college or university level, we receive them, we nourish them, we provide them with the required learning skills, because we provide them an environment where they learn for their job market. That is our ultimate goal, that we prepare them, we enable them to cope up with the requirement of the job market. That is our target. This is my favorite part, and this is what I always do as a teacher. Are our graduates really ready for the world of tomorrow? See, I see it in a different way, like after the pandemic, after the online and the physical mode, all these, I would say, areas that we had gone through as teachers or the students, we have to ask certain questions from ourselves. 21st century skill requirements. Are our students aware about the 21st century skill requirements? How well are we preparing them for the world of work? How much we have made them capable to face the challenges of 21st century work life, where sometimes things are not clear. How well we have explained to them, how well we have prepared them to face those challenges. And in the end, not only these 21st century skill work requirement or work-life understanding, but at the same time, how well we are preparing them as effective individuals. It's very important. So there is a kind of 5 steps, I would say, ladders, like I would say this is very important. First of all, the first step is they should be focused learner. We should see that are they with us when we are trying to help them, providing an environment to learn. Are they those students who are taking initiatives, who are innovative in their thinking? Are we preparing them responsible? Are we enhancing their sense of responsibility? Responsible citizens, responsible students, responsible human being? How well we are helping them to be great leaders? And in the end, how well they are confident to face the world of tomorrow. For that, I would say there are certain tips and methods which helped me in my classes, and I would be sharing those tips and methods with you along with their results. And before I go any further, I would like to say maybe my methods and tips are very common, or they are already being practiced, or they are not even very critical or important for you to consider, or maybe your methods are very I would say effective than these. But my objective for today's presentation is not to make any comparison, but just to share what helped me, with the hope it might help anyone out there. So there are certain tips, certain methods that I followed, and it helped me to enhance students' effective communication skill. They become better learner, better listener. They were creative and innovative. I followed those tips, and it helped me to enhance their teamwork and leadership and self-discipline, which is very much important for me in my classes. Not only in the classes, I like to give a sense of self-discipline to my students. Time management, this is also something I really focus on. and timeliness in completing the task, which is of course coming under time management, but assignment completion on time. There are certain methods that I followed, and how I helped them to be more confident. Now, these are assured methods which I followed in my classes, and the upcoming slides would be, somehow you will see they are completely different than these slides because I have taken them straight away from my classes. Method number 1. Whenever possible, focus on increasing the number of high impact practices. Now, what do we mean by high impact practices? It means whenever possible, try to provide more activities after any learning or discussion, or you are done with explaining something. Try to go for any activity based on that. You can see what I did in my class. Please don't mind the messy board here, but that was the final preparation for the job interview. And if you look at here, these dots, that is the distance between the students, because after the pandemic they were in the classes and we asked them to maintain the distance while sitting. And I told them there would be 4 steps that we would be following. Step number 1, the candidates are going to sit like they are going to sit gender wise, like girls versus girls, so boys versus boys. And I would be giving them 12 minutes to, one of them would be the recruiter, the other one would be the interview. And this time they have to practice their question because there were certain sample questions with sample answers, and I wanted them to practice it. Number 2, when I swapped the students, not the not yet the gender, but the students. For instance, if a group is sitting here, so I would be taking a student from that group and I would be moving him or her to the other group. So swapping, but not changing the gender yet. And I timed them for 11 minutes, and I told them after that you have to go for the 3rd step, which is sitting boys versus girls, and 10 minutes for this activity. And the final activity was to sit with the teacher, teacher versus candidate, and 30 minutes for that activity. And you can see there are certain sample answers where the students are writing about their specialization. So if a student is from engineering, he would be writing engineering, and HR or computers section, whatever is their specialization, or software engineer, or the IT, whatsoever, they would write it here. Now, what happened after this? We have some other messy picture of the messy board. You can see that if provided the chance, I would surely add into the success of your company and help in achieving your goals. So I wanted them to connect their answer with the goal of these are the suggested answers, and they were preparing. And you can see the pronunciation, I highlighted it because recently we have converted, like we merged as University of Technology and Applied Sciences, and some of the students, they were struggling with sciences or sciences. So this is the highlight that I would be really focusing on, noticing how well you are pronouncing that. Anyways, now coming to the outcome of that activity, this is when I made them sit girls versus girls. I even didn't know that I would be using these pictures for the presentation, but I usually take pictures of any activity when the students are in the class. And this is also the 2nd step when I swapped the students, and you can see it was the 2nd step, and 11 minutes for each student, each activity. And in this, yet their gender is not, it's the same. The students are sitting like girls versus girls and boys versus boys. Moving to the 3rd, when we swap them for sitting girls versus boys, and it was 10 minutes activity. And then of course they had session with me. Now, what is the outcome or the attainment? I would say graduate attribute attainment after that activity. Teamwork. I could easily teach them these are the sample questions, these are the sample answers, practice at home, come to the interview, and that's it. No, I wanted them to do that activity in the class, and it enhanced their teamwork when that time when the student really loves to stick to the chair and they're hardly moving around, but they worked together, they were partners in the first part of the activity, in the second part of the activity, like that, and they enjoyed it. Every activity was timed. They knew I put them on the timer and they know that, okay, done. So when the buzzer goes on, so they move for the second activity. Their confidence is enhanced, definitely, when they move around, when they talk to each other, and specifically sitting girls versus boys, their confidence is really enhanced. Creative in drafting answers to their specialization and interest. You give them a guided answer and they will surprise you sometimes with great creative answers about their interest or specialization. And it's a fun learning environment because there is a lot of activity going around the class and students are really excited about what to do next and this and that, and they are smiling around, they are talking to each other in fun way, which we love. It also helps in the healthy environment of the class. Method number 2, first meeting with students is a game changer. Believe me or not, this is something I want to say as loud as possible. This is very critical. Please don't think that your first meeting with the student is not casting an impact or a strong impact, or they don't consider it as important. No, it is a game changer. Try to utilize it as much as you can. So the rules are not specifically rules, they are observing you as a person, they are observing your personality, they are knowing you as, and you are knowing them. So it's important for me to set up an environment or condition them in the not very much first meeting, but the first meetings, like first, second, third. So this is straight away from my classes, which I was saying, the PPTs. I show them this picture and I ask them, can you please tell me, what do you see here? And they tell me, yeah, this is the late Majesty, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, and this is on 48th National Day. And I say, yeah, I agree to that. Then what? There is something different, moving forward with confidence. What is that? Earlier, when I started in 2019, they were kind of not much aware about what is this, and they read it and they told me, teacher, this is written like that, and maybe they want us to be more confident. Okay, but it has a very strong information, I would say, that they earlier in 2019 they were not very much aware, but now straight away they just tell me, teacher, this is Roy Oman, moving forward with confidence. Okay, so what is it? And I ask them, what do you know about Oman Vision 2040? And they tell me whatever is their information about it. We discuss that. It's important for me to know how well are they aware of the vision of their country. So I show them this, I would say, different scopes of Vision 2014, and I ask them, where do you lie in that list of visions scope? Are you at the bottom somewhere? Are you in the middle somewhere? No, teacher. Where are you? On the top. Okay. So it means it's very important for you. It's critical for you to play your role. So if I read that, we support the youth initiatives by building a true partnership with them and helping them develop their educational and entrepreneurial aspiration. You have to aspire. You have to show that you are taking initiatives, and the students are looking at each other and they are in a thinking process. Yeah, we didn't know that, or we took it lighter, or we knew it, but it's something very important. Then I show them this from Vision 2040, that you have to develop a society of creative individual who is proud of its identity, innovation, and globally you are competitive, you are enjoying decent life and sustainable well-being. You have to play your role. So we discussed that in the first meetings. Understanding the Vision 2040 of the Sultanate and then the vision of the Institute helps in broadening the students' vision to personal and work life. I asked my student, as I showed you the picture of Vision 2040, and I asked them about that question. Like the same, I asked them, do you know that what is the goal of the institution you are studying in? And earlier, most of them were like, no, not very much. Yes, there are certain goals, but what are the goals? What is the vision of the institute that you are studying here? Because it shouldn't be the focus of a student to get good grades. Who doesn't want good grades? Everyone wants good grades. But what is your contribution as a student in the achievement of the goals of the institute that you are studying here? You have a role to play. It's not a matter of attendance or withdrawal or good grades or appeal cases. No. Who are you here as? And what is your role to play in the Sultanate? I asked them this question. Now, what is the learning of this meeting or these critical thinking about, or their understanding or acknowledgement about university goals or the priorities or the Vision 2040 of Oman? They understand they have a duty towards the Sultanate. They have a duty to perform as students. It's not just what they were thinking. Public speaking is an easy course. They would be attending to that and they would get good grades. No. They have to achieve the target to adapt with Vision 2040. If any of my students say, no teacher, I feel shy to talk in front of the girls, if a girl say that, usually they don't, but even if I had any student like that, they know it. They cannot. You have a heavy duty to perform as the youth of this country. You have to be initiative. You have to be the leader of tomorrow. So they understand there is no further issue of shyness or reluctance performing in mixed group or in the classes and during the online study to turn on the camera in the online classes. I didn't have any issue with boys or girls turning on their cameras. Never, because I did the same thing during the online classes. We discussed the same thing. So the message take home is they realize it's a serious matter. There are other activities or steps or tips which I know that you would be waiting for, but I would like to end the video here because I don't want to kill most of your time. And this is part 1. With other parts 2, 3, or 4, we are going to complete the rest of the activities. However, I would like to know your opinion so far on the discussed methods. Let me know about your comments in the comment section, and let's meet in the upcoming video. Have a great time.